If anyone dares try to test my mental competence, I will eviscerate every single person with my intelligence right now.
YouTubers getting caught doing bad things is something that doesn't happen very often, or at least that's what I would like to say. Today we're focusing on a YouTuber by the name of Erik Conover, and also I'm recording at basically 5 in the morning because I have to. I'm sorry about that, but there's always something going on around here that requires me to film at the weirdest hours of all time. But Erik Conover is one of those YouTubers who, he displays fancy houses. You know, the type of house that is only available at an extreme price point that no one who's over the age of 8 years old would ever want to buy. That's the type of content that he made, and he had about 3 million followers, and now he's getting charged with attempted murder. I'm just gonna read from the report because I don't want to paraphrase anything and make myself look stupid, but I do believe he got into a hot pursuit with a police officer over a ticket, and this is what happened. According to the police documents, the pursuit started after Conover was allegedly driving 55 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone. Police said that after 8 miles, Conover stopped and an officer attempted to de-escalate the situation, but Conover allegedly drove at the officer and hit him in the leg before speeding off for another 28 miles. So basically, he attempted to kill the police officer instead of just getting a ticket. Also, I'm sorry if you hear any water effects, it's raining outside. According to the paperwork, the officer was thrown 40 feet and suffered a leg injury. Conover is facing several charges, including attempted murder. In court, Conover said he was a public figure because of his nearly 3 million subscribers on YouTube, and said the incident was a part of a police sting against him. His parents made a virtual appearance in the hearing and urged him to listen to his attorneys. The state asked that he remain in preventative detention. Also, this just happened, so the body cam footage is not released, but someone did actually record the video on their phone of the incident who was nearby, but I do not have that video. Also, Erik, I'm sorry to tell you, but the biggest way to look guilty is claiming you're a public figure and that this is a police sting against you, because that is just very delusional. Out of every YouTuber on the planet, they're not coming for the guy who reviews houses. Also, bragging about being a public figure in court is one of the worst things you can do, because even if you turn out to be innocent, no one's gonna like you after this, because that's just a douchebag thing to do. It sounds like to me that you got a ticket, you didn't want to pay it, so you tried to run away, and you ended up hitting the officer. That intro was pretty long, but without any further ado, let's get right into it. Hit that subscribe button. It's free.
Erik Conover had a lot to say before his arraignment this afternoon.
Also, just a heads up, I recorded the news broadcast on my phone, so if it looks weird, that's why.
If anyone dares try to test my mental competence, I will eviscerate every single person with my intelligence right now. And that's not being egotistical.
That clip alone makes me not trust you, because that instantly shows you have a huge ego. Saying that you're gonna eviscerate people with your mental competence, what does that even mean? Are you like Professor X or Brainiac? You make it sound like you're gonna make things levitate with your brain just to prove how mentally competent you are. And yes, that is you being egotistical, because there would have to be footage of it because someone nearby was recording, and I'm assuming that there's police body cam footage that will be released later on in the year.
Police paperwork says the pursuit started after Conover was going 55 in a 35. After 8 miles, Conover stopped and an officer attempted to de-escalate the situation, but Conover allegedly drove at him and hit him in the leg and then sped off for another 28 miles.
Our Father who art in heaven.
The paperwork says the officer was thrown 40 feet, suffering a leg injury. Conover is facing several charges, including attempted murder.
Mom, thank God, look at me!
Today in court, Conover was outspoken, claiming that he's a public figure because of his nearly 3 million subscribers on YouTube, and saying this was part of a, quote, police sting against him.
All right. I will never understand that mindset, because there are so many YouTubers that do so many horrible things and they're going after the guy who does what? House tours? There's no way someone's even willing to do this type of setup because they got their leg ran over. Nobody's willing to suffer a leg injury and get pushed back by a car 40 feet just because of a YouTuber they don't like.
Okay, Erik. All right. They're here to help you.
The state asks that he remains in preventative detention.
The state's position is that when a law enforcement officer signals for you to pull over and stop, you should do so.
He has had a chance to review the police reports in this matter and denies these allegations. He does not agree with the reports as that they are stated.
The defense asked that he be released, saying he's not a threat to the public and has no criminal record.
I'm going to argue that a YouTuber that is this egotistical is a threat to the public, because I think everyone's out to get them. I mean, the mindset this guy has is legitimately dangerous, because he couldn't tell that he was in the wrong for hitting an officer. So in my opinion, he's not the most fit person to put back into society.
Drunk driving charge, which Conover denies.
I've been sober from alcohol for 1,558 days, so to press me on a DUI, I'm a public figure.
Yeah, no, that's dangerous. That mindset is literally dangerous, saying I'm a public figure when you're literally being charged with attempted murder. Saying you are a public figure is the same energy of, do you know who I am? Also, I know I was speaking about video evidence against Erik Conover. While I was editing this video, I actually ended up finding the news broadcast about this case, and it actually displays the video of Erik Conover doing what he did. So I recorded that news broadcast on my phone, and let's take a look at it.
Video from a rollerblader caught in the middle middle of a North Country police chase on Saturday. A Bartlett police officer is out of the hospital after getting hit during that chase with a popular YouTuber accused of trying to kill him. Keith Wright from Twin Mountain was rollerblading on Route 302 Saturday afternoon with a camera when he heard sirens nearby.
I just pulled off to the side of the road with my rollerblades and sat on the guardrails, pressed the GoPro button so it was recording. I could see the police officer chasing that black Jeep.
Police say a Bartlett officer tried pulling over 37-year-old Erik Conover after an 8-mile chase before Conover allegedly hit the officer with his Jeep and drove another 28 miles.
Mr. Conover appears to have intentionally struck my officer, who was out of his vehicle on foot with the Jeep.
New Hampshire State Police stopped Conover's car with spike strips while the officer was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Do you know how much of a menace you have to be for the police to even consider using spike strips? That alone makes me believe that he is not innocent.
Even being a small department, being understaffed, often my officers are working alone. Yes, this is not an uncommon occurrence.
During his court appearance, police say Conover mentioned he's a YouTuber. His channel page shows close to 3 million subscribers.
Why would you bring that attention to your YouTube channel after you're about to get charged with attempted murder? This is basically a reverse advertisement because what you're saying is, hey everybody, I almost killed this police officer. Please come to my YouTube channel. No matter what, even if you're innocent, this is a terrible look for you.
He was encouraging the magistrate himself to look up his online following.
Authorities say Conover was arrested Friday night for a separate drunk driving charge, but had no other criminal history. Keith recalls that he's used to seeing drivers go fast in his part of the state, but hasn't seen anything like this.
This is usually unusual because we don't usually have high-speed chases through here. We just have high-speed people pulled over.
Now, Conover's being held on preventative detention with charges including attempted murder, second-degree assault, and reckless conduct. An arraignment is scheduled for tomorrow afternoon in Conway District Court. In studio, John Schoenheider, WMUR.
To be honest, I think this might be the end of Erik Conover because those charges are extremely serious, and even if he does get out and happens to be innocent, everyone knows he's a douchebag now. He chose literally all the worst dialogue options possible, and I have no idea how that's even possible to make yourself look worse after committing attempted murder. And I'd have to assume all the expensive houses that he tours for his videos aren't gonna let him in, like the property owners aren't gonna let him in after he gets these charges. I hope the officer wasn't too badly injured, like it was nothing more than just his leg, because he really didn't deserve anything that happened to him because he was just doing his job. But for now, we can only wait and see what Erik Conover's charges are going to be. But at the moment, it doesn't look great for him. But I really want to hear what you guys think, because personally, I think that Erik Conover is guilty because someone literally recorded all the evidence, so it's really hard for me to believe he's not. And I also think that Erik Conover might be a huge douchebag just because of how he presented himself alone. But anyway, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it really does help me out, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later. I appreciate all of you.